Hello, and a warm welcome to GeoPulse Insights. Tragedy struck a peaceful football field in the Israeli-occupied Golan Heights as a rocket attack claimed the lives of 11 innocent people, including children. As tensions escalate between Israel and Hezbollah, the world watches in shock and sorrow. What led to this devastating event, and what are the implications for the region's fragile peace? 11 people, including children, were killed in a rocket attack on a football ground in the Israeli occupied Golan Heights on Saturday. The Israeli military said the rocket was fired by Lebanese group Hezbollah. However, senior Hezbollah media representative Mohammad Afif denied responsibility for the strike on Majdal Shams. The Israeli Emergency Service said earlier that 9 people were critically wounded by a rocket fired from Lebanon that hit a village football pitch in the Druze village of Majdal Shams. The attack on the soccer pitch followed an Israeli strike in Lebanon that killed 4 militants on Saturday. Two security sources in Lebanon said the 4 fighters killed in the Israeli strike on Kafar Killa in southern Lebanon were members of different armed groups, with at least one of them belonging to Hezbollah. Hezbollah claimed at least 4 rockets, including with Katyusha rockets, in retaliation for the Kafar Killa attacks. A US National Security Council spokesperson condemned Saturday the rocket attack on a football field in Israel-annexed Golan Heights and reaffirmed US support for Israel's security. Continuing our coverage, at least 30 Palestinians were killed in an Israeli strike on a school that had been housing displaced people in Gaza on Saturday. 15 children and 8 women were among those killed in the strike on the school in the central town of Deir al-Balah, and more than 100 people were wounded, the Hamas run government state media said. The Israeli military said in a statement it had targeted a Hamas command and control center inside the Khadija school compound in central Gaza. The statement said the school was being used to launch attacks against troops and as a weapons cache, and that it warned civilians before the strike. However, Hamas denies this. The footage showed people returning to the site of the bombing to check on their belongings and fires burning in the area. Walls were blasted and debris scattered in the schoolyard where some cars were damaged. Turning our attention to Khan Yunis, on Saturday morning, the Israeli attacks in the southern city of Khan Yunis resulted in the deaths of at least 14 Palestinians, whose bodies were subsequently taken to Al Nasir Medical Complex. The Israeli military told Palestinians to temporarily evacuate southern neighborhoods of Khan Yunis so it could forcefully operate there, telling them to relocate to a humanitarian area in Al Mawasi. In another incident involving Al Burej refugee camp, 5 Palestinians were killed earlier in an Israeli airstrike on a house, while 4 others were killed in another strike on a house in Rafah, near the border with Egypt, the medics said. UN and humanitarian officials accuse Israel of using disproportionate force in the war and of failing to ensure civilians have safe places to go, which it denies. On Friday, the military said troops battled Palestinian fighters in Khan Yunis and destroyed tunnels and other infrastructure as they sought to suppress small militant units that have continued to hit troops with mortar fire. As the dust settles on the football pitch in Majdal Shams, the grief and anger of the affected families echo across the region. With accusations flying and retaliatory strikes continuing, the cycle of violence seems unending. The fighting, more than 9 months after the start of Israel's invasion of Gaza, following the Hamas-led October 7th attack, underlined the difficulty the Israeli military has in eliminating fighters of the group amid continued resistance. Stay tuned as we continue to follow this developing story. Subscribe to our channel, post your comments, and join the conversation.